Hey folks, thanks again for joining me in the YouTubosphere. I appreciate it. It's good to not see you. Um, but you're here in spirit. I can almost see you. Okay, so Q&A video. Question is, how much money should Americans add to their savings account each year? Is there an amount the average American should add? Should Americans aim to save a certain percentage each year? Should they put it in a savings account or do something else with it? These are all great questions, and these are questions that are kind of near and dear to my heart because I think that the prevailing wisdom people get out there is, I don't want to say misleading, but not correct. Or I don't know. I don't know. You can decide what the term should be at the end. But the prevailing wisdom you hear is often like, you should save 10% of your income. You should save 15% of your income. You should save 5% of your income. It's this percentage of your income thing. And that's, I mean, hey, whatever you save, I'm happy for you. You should be saving as much as you can, right? And then investing it. But just picking a percentage of your income doesn't determine where you're going to be, in 30 years. If you because your income, every income is different. You might not, if you're making a lower amount of money, you might not be able to save 15% of your income, because if you do, you go in the hole every month. Who knows, right? So how you want to approach this is more from, the end goal. Like, how much money do I think I need, when I retire? Like, how much money in a nest egg do I think I need when I want to quit working? And, that's a tough question to answer too, but you can do an estimate of, like, what will my living expenses be then? Because I want to retire, on a beach, and I want to travel 6 months of the year, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And okay, well, roughly how much is that going to cost? We won't go too far down that road. But let's just say you decide, I'm going to need $1 million in the bank when I retire. And that retirement pot of money, by the way, it's not that you just start spending it until it's gone. You have it invested, it produces some spendable cash for you that you live off of. And hopefully you can live off just the spendable cash it produces, but it depends how big the pot of money is, and like how good the quality return you're getting, and is it consistent? Another issue. But let's just say you're shooting for $1 million, okay? I went online and I just looked up a compound growth calculator, which basically gives you an opportunity to say, what if I save $1,000 a month, right? And I make a 7% return on my money. How many years will I have to deposit that $1,000 a month in order to reach $1 million with the 7% return in mind? And my calculation is roughly, it'll take 28 years of you putting $1,000 per month in an investment account, not a savings account, that makes a 7% annual compound growth return. So now we have some definitive information, like, oh, okay, it's not a percentage, and where would that lead? Because who knows? It's more like, I got a bar to reach here. I got to get $1,000 a month in a savings account, and it's got to go for 30 years. Man, it's kind of a lot. Especially in the beginning, you're not making as much money, right? So you're like, well, as I'm not making much money, maybe I put more in now, less in now and more in later. You can do the calculation on that. You can say, what if I make $100 a month I put away for year one, and then year two I go to $200 a month, and year three I go to $300 a month, and so on and so on, because I'm making more money and I can afford more. Then you can see how many years that routine's going to take. And then you can look at your income and say, okay, I know this year I got to put $100 a month away. I'm making, $50,000 a year. I got to put, what's that? I don't know. You do the math. I got to put so much percentage of my income to meet my bar. So you want to do the math. You want to have a goal. You want to know how the math's going to get you to your goal. Then you look at your income and you go, what percentage of my current income do I need to go to this savings plan? I have a savings plan mapped out for 30 years. I know exactly what I need to do. Now I go try to achieve that with my income. And then you might say, shoot, my income is not high enough to meet this bar. What do you got to go do? You got to make more income. You got to go in there, get that raise. You got to do whatever you got to do. But you can't just be like, I'm going to pay 5% of my income every year and I don't really know where it's going to lead and hopefully it works out. You don't want to do that routine. You want to do some math and get it figured out. It's easy to do. There's tons of online calculators. I actually have a course called the Financial Independence Roadmap. Got all my calculators in there, and they're more functional and tweakable than stuff you might just find online. And it also talks about how you manage your money and stick to your plan and all sorts of great things. So check that out, link below. Last thing I'll say is, again, you heard me say 7% return. There is no savings account that provides that kind of return. You got to invest your money, and you also need to see that your investments are meeting that annual return bar. 7% is like a fairly comfortable average, so that's why I chose that. It's not too crazy, but you will quickly see, well, hey, what if I got 15% per year? Will I get there a lot faster? Yes, you will. You can have a calculator show you how much faster you will get there with 15%, and then you go, shoot, I got to figure out investing like ASAP and figure out where I can get 15% because that's going to take a lot of working years off my life. So go get them. I'll talk to you later.